Hi, it's Sherry. Welcome to Chronicles of a TI video. This is not one of my free educational videos or free information, free valuable information, those kind of videos. This is more of my personal blog, and this one is mainly for other TIs, targeted individuals, but also for, people who support them or people who would like to know what is a targeted individual in case you ever become one. It's good to know how the whole system works and some of the bizarre happenings that will come over your life once you're in this program. I digress. So anyways, what's going on with me? Yesterday I was feeling really sick. I was feeling nauseous all day and like hot, and I had like a headache, that just wouldn't go away, and you know how it is when you have a headache. I don't get them often. Like I said, I haven't been sickly. So, it's kind of annoying because it saps your energy. You have to spend time letting your body heal. Well, I hope you guys know this. You got to kind of lay low, drink fluids and warm water. And I got out my Theraflu stuff, which is wonderful. Also emergency, that works. Or wait, it wasn't the Theraflu. That one works good too. That one's high in sodium though, I heard. So if you have high blood pressure issues, I digress. But the vitamin, it's called Emergency, and they pack like 1,000 grams of vitamin C in that one little packet, and you mix it with warm water. That's what I do with mine. I boil it. I don't microwave it, and I drink it. Sip on it, and it really helps. All that vitamin C is very healing to the immune system. So, anyways, I had to kind of lay low, and my energy was just kind of sapped. It was a good day though. In general, it was a good day. I met some really great people, and I met some of the usual, hecklers. Hecklers and perps, hecklers and perps, along with good people though. And the good people make it worth it, I think that's how life is. You have your good people and your bad people, but there's more good people. So that was nice. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes here. That's why I'm looking down. So anyway, that's where that was at. I'm working on some things. How about you guys? You've been doing some research this week on EMFs and check out Kathy O'Brien yet? She's interesting. You should. It's weekends coming upon us, so you should definitely get, try it out. See if you want to do some research. Get a book or two, or a book. Check out a book or a movie. I have 2 movies I'm waiting to watch. Blade Runner. It's from the 80s with Harrison Ford. There's a part 2, I guess, too, which it was also a famous book. The part 2 is with Ryan Gosling, and that one I want to watch too. But first, I'm going to watch the original, which I heard is superb. It's about clones. So TIs, and people who are into this kind of stuff, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know how sold I am on the idea of cloning, although what I think, and I've said this before, I know that you can clone people with their DNA. Okay, so like, how people are born, like women have fertility, and you can be born in like a test tube. They put the sperm and the egg in a little petri dish and then put it back in the womb, and then, the woman carries the fertilized egg, her egg, and whatever. So that's what I think cloning is. But to do it in more, instead of just letting the DNA just kind of naturally whatever, I think they kind of manipulate it and make it more, cloning. They make them duplicates. So like twins. Because you can do that too with fertility stuff. Like you can pick if you want a boy, the chromosome that makes females, is 2 X's. The ones that make a male is an X and a Y. So males have X's and Y's that they can donate to the woman, and then the woman only carries an X. So if your husband donates an X, then you got a girl. If your husband donates a Y, then you have a boy. Fascinating. But if they want, in modern medicine, you can manipulate that, and then when you're getting the sperm, you just make sure, if you want a girl, you make sure you pick an X. If you want a boy, you make sure you pick a Y. You can even do it like have a boy-girl twins. You've seen all these like celebrities and stuff, and they're really older having babies, and, they end up having twins. Like, whoa, how'd you pop out twins at 40-something? Like barely 20-year-olds can do that. It's harder on the body, but good for them. But you can. With modern medicine, it's wonderful for fertility. I digress. Anyways, I'm going to watch the movie about cloning later. Actually, it's 2 movies. One is Blade Runner, and one is The Island with Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor. The guy that played on Star Wars, the new Star Wars. I think he played Obi-Wan when he was younger. Yeah. So I got those in store. I'm trying to work. And plus, I have a book I'm reading. So I got all this stuff going on. And it's so interesting. Like, I don't know. I'm enjoying it, but it's so much. It's like a buffet of information I'm trying to get at. But yeah, okay. So that's that. I went to sleep last night and I feel a little better. So I know I heard planes overhead as I was falling asleep. I heard cars pulling up and I couldn't even help it. I was just like, just dead to the world. I was so tired. I stayed up as long as I could. And, you know, in this program, sleep deprivation is a thing, you know, especially in the situation that I find myself in. Sleep deprivation is a thing, is a real thing. And that's got to be careful. That saps your energy and that makes you more prone to being sick, which I guess is the point when you're targeted, right? Anyways, being positive, okay? So that's all. There's good things going on, really good things. So thank God for the good people in the world. All right. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to talk about this, though. How about, you know, targeted individuals, TIs? What do you guys think about your perps? I find a pattern, you know, and everybody, I suppose, does. Even though perps come from all walks of life, you know, all points of that power pyramid from the high to the low. But, you know, and I've noticed some patterns with mine. I told you guys about that one Jamaican guy that was looking at me but acting like he was talking to his kid. And he's like, I'm going to get you. It was really weird because, again, I don't know any Jamaican people, man. I don't. There's none in my family. I didn't grow up with any. Just, it's such a remote frame of reference for me, you know, that somebody obviously would know me when I don't know them. I didn't go to school with it. I mean, honestly, I'm not being funny here. I mean, you know, some areas of town or whatever, or some people you just end up meeting more Jamaicans probably. I grew up in a mixed area of town. There was a lot of Mexicans. You know, we went to school with a lot of Mexican people, some Puerto Ricans, you know, some Dominicans, this and that, you know, some black people. So it was a mixed environment, but I never really ran into a lot of Jamaicans. Jewish people either. Either that or I didn't know they were Jewish. But I don't think so. Not in the area of town where I grew up in. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying, you know. So... but Jamaicans is definitely a part of my perpetrator group. And again, I don't know them. Very odd. Yeah, so also, who else? Excuse me. Another perpetrator group. Oh, something about a guy with dreads. These perps were talking to me and I've heard this before with my targeting. Something about dreads. So maybe it's the Jamaican guy with dreads. I don't know. But... not interested. But perps, I don't know. It's just so odd, guys. And then again, this video is for TIs because you know what I'm talking about. When you're targeted, you have perps targeting you and they bring up stuff in directed conversation that's meant for you. And they'll tell you things about, you know, who is targeting you. And gosh darn it, if they don't keep mentioning some freaking Jamaican with dreads. Not interested. Don't know you. Don't really have a desire, you know. I like all people, but... I'm not sure where that reference comes from. What else? Asians. But, you know, that's no surprise. Because I kind of figure that. Because with the technology, like, they would be part of a perpetrator group, of course. Why would they not, you know? They make the equipment to help facilitate targeting. So, of course, you know. But they're smart, though. They kind of lay low. Beware of the sleeping dragon. You know what I'm saying? All respect. You know, you got to be careful. We end up under their rulership. I don't want to have offended nobody, you know. I respect people, you know. So, but yeah, definitely part of the targeting. And not all people, not all Jamaicans, not all Asians. Just, you know, you try to put together the puzzle. Like I said, it's a big puzzle piece, and you can get the complete picture, you know, and you can kind of trace back your targeting as well. Although I did mention that I was born into a program that the targeting actually... is an offshoot of the original program. I digress. What else? Okay, I seen this is another thing in common in my theme in my targeting. An African girl with a hijab, but she didn't look like regular African. I'm not trying to be funny. Like with the with heavier features, she looked more like she had like maybe like Ethiopian or Somalian, like kind of like a mixed, like not just straight up like South African. You know what I'm saying? Like Nigerian. You know, I'm not trying to be funny, but there's usually a heavier bone structure and features. This girl had like a, you know, kind of looks Somalian or Ethiopian-ish. Anyways, she looks, and she had a hijab on and everything. That's the head covering and the gown type of thing. Pretty. And then she looks at me and she goes, you know what that is? That's, you know, shut your mouth. I don't know what I'm shutting my mouth for with you. I don't know you, Miss Lady from, you know, Miss Lady of African descent. That's a theme in my targeting. Odd. You know, and you would think they're maybe Muslim, right? Or something. Not, I'm not trying to say that it's just something, you know, with the hijab, or is that just is it a culture thing or a religion thing? I don't know. Anyway, she looks at me dead in the face, and I'm leaving the library, and I'm like, you don't know me by now? Yes, but I have been working on, you know, keeping it a little bit more discreet. All right. Also, one thing common in my targeting is this woman, and I even seen her at a court date once, and she's been following me ever since. I promise you, I'm gonna start taking pictures of her. I honestly am, and I'm gonna start, because if anybody else, I'm sure these perps, they're being hired out, and so it's the same ones that are sent to target. You know, I think they work like in shifts. Like maybe they get paid 15 bucks an hour, gift cards. Okay, here, go watch this woman while she's at the library. Okay, go watch this, you know, woman while she's at the laundromat. You know, but there's not just one targeted person. There's lots of targeted people. So they have to have lots of perps. And I think they go on assignments. Do you know what I mean? So I seen this lady. Her assignment is lucrative, man, because I see her all over. And I've been seeing her for years at court, too. And she's black, kind of light. I don't know if she's mixed or not. But anyway, she has her hair dyed pitch blonde. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like the MK Ultra blonde. You know? Like, okay. Whatever, I'm not judging. I think she's a lesbian. I don't mean this, none of my business. I don't care. I know obviously something happened, but looks to be like a lesbian. And yeah, I always see her. Don't know her from anywhere, but often. She's a theme. Also another guy, theme in my targeting. This is, looks like he's black, or maybe like a black Puerto Rican. Something, because he's got like a really big dark beard, you know, almost like Araby look, like Puerto Rican, but like mixed with black or Arab, something of that nature, you know. And he's always being real, you know. He's one I got to keep my eyes on. He looks a little aggressive, and he's always staring me down, you know. Same guy. I'm gonna start taking pictures. I promise you. You know, black Puerto Rican with a beard, and he does obscene gestures to me. That only, you know, they're covert so that everybody else around would notice. Like, let's say your trigger is paper, right? You know, targeted individuals. Your trigger is paper, so everybody else on the bus or wherever you're at will be cool, you know. But then you see your perp doing this. Right? To everybody else, so what? She's rubbing a piece of paper on her face. What's the deal, you know? But to you, because you haven't had a bad experience with paper, and you've been conditioned to that's your trigger, you know, something bad happened with paper or something, you know, where you just know that's their way of letting you know covertly. You know, it's teasing you. You know, look at me, I'm here, ha ha ha, in your face. You're getting bullied in public, and you can't yell for help because otherwise you know, it looks odd. Like, why are, you know, but that's why, you know, these videos and stuff and these testimonies are important, because people need to know how bizarre it is. You know, so anyways, that guy, yeah, he's always doing, and it would be nice if it was like a paper gesture. No, these are vulgar, obscene gestures, which make them all the more hard to not, you know, say something to the perps about them. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Another theme in my targeting, Hawaiian. Okay. Again, don't have any Hawaiian in my family. Don't know any people that are Hawaiian. Actually, maybe one family, and I think they're mixed. I think the mom is white, and then maybe the dad is Hawaiian. And I think they were into some trafficking or something. But I don't know how they would know me. Maybe they know my family, or maybe one of my cousins has a baby with somebody that knows them. I don't know. I know one time they were trying to advertise for a cleaning business, and it was really actually you know, something else. I feel bad, though, because whenever somebody is trafficking, that's a real bad situation. So I'm not teasing. It's just like, man, why don't you just clean the house? You know, it's a lot. It's harder. It'll take longer, but so much better, you would think. You know? But there's different, you never know what's going on with people, or, you know, I'll leave it at that. So, yeah. Another thing, and my theme and my targeting, somebody keeps mentioning black church. Even one of my guy friends mentioned that. Something about a black church, you know, like a perverted black preacher. Ew. Why would he know me? I don't go to a perverted black preacher church. You know, I went to a Christian church. Wasn't called a church, but whatever. I never met anybody there that I would get those vibes off of, you know. And it was more like a, you know, educated kind of, not that this perverted black preachers, I don't know. It's just freaking me out because I don't know where they would know me from, you know. Like at what point in my life during school and, you know, living my life and having my nerd friends and, you know, having my family, at what point would I come across a perverted black preacher? Because I'm very much on guard against that. So I would hope I would remember meeting someone like that. You know, again, with the old black men again. No, not ever going to happen. Not a chance. No. When I'm wide awake, not interested. I mean, it's so bizarre. Like, get it out of your freaking head, man. It's just weird. I wish I know who gave my freaking name to these people. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it's bizarre. And it's like, can turn into stalking. You know, these people can start liking you. And they don't even know me. We have nothing in common. Like, it's never going to happen. If the choice is, like, somebody you don't like, or, like, nobody, hello, single, you know, no problem. Better to be single than to be mixed-matched or, you know, unhappy. That's how I always see it. And I'm kind of picky, so oof, I hope I'm not, like, going to be single forever, because I am picky. But, you know, I don't know. So, that's that. Another theme, gotta be fair, in my targeting with perps. I'm not gonna lie, I always see, like, I always see some fire trucks. Okay? And I know that firemen are Freemason in the Brotherhood, so, I don't know. They're called in to be part of my targeting. Although I didn't hear their name mentioned from friends and family as much. That, you know, of, like the black preacher person. Weird. Yeah. So, okay. So that's that. What else was I going to cover? Oh, do you guys like, Marcus movie theaters? That's a theme of my targeting, too. Everybody keeps talking about Marcus movie theaters. I go to the movies. I go on Tuesdays. Marcus Theaters has $5 Tuesdays. And Thursdays if you're a student, if you have a college ID, which obviously I did when I was in college. So that was kind of nice, $5, and they have free popcorn. So you can kind of pig out, and then I usually get like a soda and some pretzels. Oh man, and then I go in the morning, you know. If I'm going by myself, I'm not going to go on like a Saturday night matinee. No. So I go on like in the morning, Tuesday, and I go early. Man, you can see a lot of good movies and just relax and just the whole experience if you're into that. So, but yeah, Marcus Theaters, that's a theme. Keeps getting brought up. All right. Somebody, you guys like to eat Wendy's food? They're okay. They're okay. I like their chicken nuggets and their chili. Wendy's has some really great chili. Yep. Yep. Perps, targeting stuff. Another thing you guys want to hear, when I was in Tennessee, when I was on my way to Tennessee on the Greyhound, here's an experience, okay? So I'm noticing I'm like surrounded by perps, and I'm realizing I'm on some type of watch list, right? So I'm like, okay. So I just start talking to one of them, Might as well try to gather some intel while I'm here, right? It was a long bus ride too, and I can usually chill by myself, but I felt like, okay, might as well chat. And I said, I feel like I'm on, the guy's kind of, he didn't say yay or nay because, but he's just like, he understood. And I said, well, why would somebody I'm moving out of state. I'm going to a new location. Why are they bothering me? Why is this person following me? Like, what is this? Because I didn't really know that much about it at the time. But I knew, I knew it was some type of program. And the guy, black fella, and he looks at me and he goes, because he loves you. I thought, who's he? I'm single. And I have been for a while. Even, last year when I went to Tennessee, I was single. I don't have kids. I don't have an ex-husband. I don't have not that I know of. I didn't have a weird ex-boyfriend or anything. I knew a family friend kind of, was getting a little stalkerish. But I'm like, dang, they would have connections like that to put me on a it was really bizarre. He said it though, clear as day. I'm going to start recording this kind of stuff so you guys can see, so you don't just think I'm making it up. I don't. I got 99 problems, but lying is not one of them. Okay? But yeah, so he looks at me with a straight face because he loves you. Who loves me? Who's he? And why in the heck is he following? I don't know him. I don't know he. It was very, you know, I don't know if the guy meant it to be comforting, like he loves you, but it actually even made me more like it just made me feel really panicky, you know. And I'm on a bus out of state, and I'm like, oh my god, you know, I felt like a trapped animal. Like who is he? What is this? I don't have anybody in my life. There should be no he. Still haven't figured it out. Yeah. One thing too, when I was in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Greyhound station. They have a nice one. Their downtown is very updated and everything, and beautiful architecture. Nice place. I was gonna actually settle there, but that was a little more expensive than Memphis. So yeah, you figure it's the whole country. You know, a lot of celebrities and stuff move there, so it's pretty famous. I think it's kind of like Chicago versus like Milwaukee. There's a difference in the, you know, cost of living. So anyways, but I was at the Greyhound station, and I had my box of stuff with me, you know, moving. And this kid, and I say kid, he was like 13, 14. I hate to be like this, but he was kind of like a punk. He kind of seemed like a punk, you know, like he needed guidance, leadership, a father figure, something. He just looked, he had that piss and vinegar look in his eyes, you know. I don't mean to say it like that, but yeah. Is that the word? Piss and vinegar. He looked feisty, and not in, you know, like, I had to keep my eyes on him. And I'm like, he had his phone and he was kind of pointing it to me. And I didn't even realize it at first because I was looking around, you know, it's a big Greyhound station, and I'm checking my phone, and I'm, you know, looking in my bag, and, you know, just kind of planning out my day and the rest of my trip. And all of a sudden I started getting a really like hot. I started feeling that fireball head, you know, where your head feels like a fireball, like real hot and real like a twitching, like a achy, you know, like a headache coming out of nowhere, like throbbing. And I'm like, what in the heck? Like, I was fine a few minutes ago. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm hungry. You know, I have been traveling. I was on the bus. So, like, people on planes, you get jet lagged. Maybe I'm just, you know. So, but I made sure to hydrate. I kept drinking water, you know, had, you know, fresh fruit with me. I always had an apple in my bag, and, you know, string cheese for protein so you don't get, your blood sugar don't drop, and, you know, little granola bars. And, you know, when I would eat there, make sure, you know, I grab a burger or something, some meat, and, you know, fibery stuff. So, I thought, wow, I shouldn't be feeling sick. I just ate, and I'm okay. So I got some water, and I drank my water, and I felt good when I got up. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling better. Then I went and sat back down. Here comes that kid again. Okay. He sits like at an angle towards me, and he's playing with his phone. Now, remember I told you guys about direct energy weapons. Okay, you can send them through your phone. It's direct energy. That's what phones are made out of. That's how they make calls. Signal to signal. You know, frequencies. Frequency is energy. That's what energy means. The human body also operates off of energy, frequencies. You know, every time you think a thought or feel an emotion, that's a frequency. Same thing when you move a body part, that's a frequency, which is also energy. Okay? So, this kid is like pointing his phone in my direction, and kind of had a funny look, like, you know, just, you know how kids look when they're playing video games or something. I don't know, shoot, maybe he had me on there as an avatar, but I'm telling you, and he was like as I was getting sicker, he would like laugh more. And I'm like, I wonder if there's a connection. I'm like, I hope not. Because I've done the research a little bit. So I'm like, he couldn't have one on his phone. Well, he could, but what are the odds, you know? Then he kept pointing it at me. And I was like, by the time, you know, I was waiting for my bus. And I don't know why, but I got stubborn. I thought to myself, I'm not going to move. Which is stupid, right? Like, I should have just got up and moved. But like, no. You know, so I'm like looking at the kid, and he's looking at me, like, you know, with this phone, you know. I'm like, this is not happening. And I got so sick, like a wave came over me, and I just had to like literally lay my head down on the bench, the Greyhound bench, you know, and wait till the bus came, which was like, I don't know, 3 hours, 2 hours later. And then I was so sick, even when I got on the bus, I could hardly like get into my seat. You know, and I started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I felt like, oh, if I get sick, imagine this, you're getting sick and you're in a different state. You know, I don't have any insurance. My family's not here. What if, and that was my only thought, what if I pass out and they don't know, nobody knows where I'm at, and I get carted off in some black ops ambulance, you know, and I wake up in a freaking, you know, somewhere I don't want to be, and my family don't even know. Out of state, you know, I was so, and I thought to myself, oh my goodness, well, I can't even do anything about it. So I got myself on that bus, and I laid my head down, and I, you know, stayed like that all the way from Nashville till first time I was heading to Florida. So I stayed laying like that for the next, I don't know, 4 hours. I slept. It was crazy. I thought I was going to like have to have an emergency stop. You know how embarrassing that would be? You know how scary that would be too? Like, I just kept picturing myself like on the news, you know, a woman dies on, you know, like those headlines, woman dies randomly on a Greyhound. Like, oh no, that's not how I want it to end. You know, if this is a freaking Truman Show, right? How does it end? I die in a Greyhound. Oh no, sad. So sad. So I just, but what can you do? I just laid my head down and I prayed. And whenever I think this thought, you know, if I'm like, oh man, if I die today, do I have on clean underwear? And are my legs shaved? That's all. I just, when I die, I want to be laying on that table, because you know they're going to do an autopsy, and I want to make sure I have on clean underwear and that my legs are shaved, so that whoever's doing my autopsy, I'm not freaking them out, you know? Because I worked at the hospital before and in the nursing homes, and when people die, you know, you do have to help them get clean. Okay? So it's normal, but I just like, how grossed out or how weirded out would somebody be? It's already a dead body, you know? It's something weird about when the soul leaves the shell, just to be, you know, it's like they're sleeping, but they're not. It's sad, you know? And then to have on dirty underwear. Oh my goodness, no, people, no. Wasn't gonna happen. I wasn't going down like that. So I rested, and I was okay. You know what's funny too, on that bus ride, there was a lot of like basketball players for some reason. I don't know, like it was a event or something going on. Older dude basketball players too, like, I don't know, like it was a convention or something for ex-basketball player. I don't know what it was, but it was a lot of them. And you could tell, too, because they were real tall. Like, you know, you see tall people, but this was like a whole group of them. And they had on, like, their, you know, one guy was talking to me real nice. But, something to do with that black church. I don't know. Anyways, that was it. That's what's going on. Another thing, too, in my targeting, you guys ever had this, TIs? Do you ever have, where they're installing stuff on your roof? And I believe that's part of the satellite equipment. Okay, because when I lived in my old apartment, we had this guy come in. He was like Puerto Rican guy or something, and he said he had to do work in the attic. You know, my landlord walked him through and stuff, and there he was in the attic above my closet, like doing work. Above my bedroom where I sleep, right? You see a pattern. When you sleep, you get targeted with the equipment. And that was right around when I had those problems too. So, but yeah, that happened. And then when I moved to another apartment, same thing with the attic. They were installing stuff. And then this apartment, when I moved in, and I heard them, they were actually, the day that they came, they were on the roof installing something. And the guy was like running around on the roof, and he was laughing, the maintenance guy. And he's like, don't mind me. We're not spying on you. I'm like, oh, sure. You are. I can't stop you, but somebody obviously gave you a green light on it. And then I hear, as they were all done installing the equipment, the one guy looked like he was an energy worker guy or some type of contractor where he had the equipment and he brought it and then helped the maintenance guy install it. So then as he was leaving, he tells the maintenance guy, all right, you make sure you have fun with that, okay? And the Puerto Rican maintenance guy was like, okay. And I just thought to myself, what do you mean? Yeah, anywho. So that's what's going on. I just wanted to share that with you guys. What else? Just, yeah, weird perps kind of stuff going on. Another thing, too, I have a friend from, I've had for a while, and I found her talking crazy. Real crazy, like, almost like, and, you know, targeted individual. I think it was towards me. I don't know 100%, but it really seemed like it. And it's so crazy because me and her had never gotten into any type of altercation or anything like that. Some of my friends, obviously, there's bad stories behind that, but this friend was like, you know, there's never anything. I actually was very fond of her, still am. And for her to just be talking all crazy, it was very odd. Like, where did you get this from? And I know that she has some dealings sometimes with black churches, you know, and the black. I mean, you know what I'm saying when I say this, right? I mean a black church. I'm not sounding funny. You know, some stuff you don't mean to sound funny, but I mean, that's what we're talking about here, you know. And, you know, church, she's into church too, and she goes to a black church. And, is that where the connection is? I mean, did she tell her old black preacher something that I might, you know, that she has a friend for him to meet or something? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Who's this black church? Who's this perverted preacher? Because if I find out, I'm pressing charges, and I want them to get it out of their head. Would never be a possibility. It's crazy talk, you know? It's so crazy it doesn't even need to be talked about. But you have to, because maybe the person's misinformed. I don't know what gets into these people's heads sometimes. But yeah, so what else? Oh yeah, last thing about perps, and then we're done. When I was at that same Greyhound station, so I had the one kid, right, pointing his dang phone at me and getting that headache and getting the fireball thing. So obviously it had something in it, okay, low-level direct energy weapon thing, installation app on his phone. And then there was in like an Indian, she looked like a doctor, okay, like a behavioral scientist type, you know, researcher who would be participating in a program of a targeted person for training, research, and development. And she sat right across from me, and she just kept looking at me, and she was making notes. You know, it was really weird. I felt like a specimen under a microscope. I mean, really, it was really. I mean, she was looking right at me, like, and you know, like I felt like she was writing down a description. You know, participant looks healthy, coloring okay, weight okay, looks alert, little tired, low energy. You know, I mean, because I work in the medical field, so when you're charting, it looked like that's what she was doing, and it was. I don't know. But yeah, could have very well been. Could have very well been. Am I right? Yep. So, and that's that's been said to me too. About my, the medical portion of this. Remember, because you have your perps from every level of the power pyramid. And where the money comes in is the training, research, and development part to test all this, you know, technology for the transhumanism, right? The Elon Musk, the alter ego, which is also an Indian neuroscientist, developed it, where you can talk to your computer just by wearing the Bluetooth piece, you know, and you don't never say the question to Google, you just think of it. Google, what time is it? But don't say it. And then the, you know, Google, your phone or whatever you have it sync to, well, you know, it is 10:43. Pretty cool, you know, but they have this type of equipment, or this type of technology has to be tested on people. So, of course, who are they testing it on? Participants, but unwilling ones. So that's it, I think. Yep. Hope my ex-friend didn't do that. That's why I say, you guys, be careful about who you keep around you and whatnot. You never know. Your friend could seem on the up and up, and they might have weird people around them, and that's how you could draw that targeting into your life. You know, because some people, they might not think anything of it. Oh, yeah, I just hang around random, you know, I just hang around old black men. They seem okay. Or I hang around this crowd, you know, they do drugs a little bit, but they seem okay. But are they? Are these nice people? You know, are they not perverted? Are they not running maybe a trafficking low-key program? Are they not in cahoots with the corrupt, you know, city government or something like that? How do you know? Be careful, people. Be careful, because that's how you can end up getting targeted. You know, and there's a price for it. So, you know, the people who are running these programs know that. Just be careful. What else was I going to say? Yeah. I hope you guys do some research this weekend. I really do. On EMFs, for sure. And also Kathy O'Brien, her story. I'm telling you, you're going to like it if you buy her book. And it's not that expensive on Kindle. It's like $10, something like within that range. 10 to 20, all books on Kindle. Usually they don't go over like $20. And that's high range. Usually they're about 10, sometimes 7, you know, $7.99, something like that. So not expensive for the amount of information you get out of it. Worth it. They don't take that long to read either. You know, just depends on how much time you have to devote to them. Like reading the whole book from front to cover would take like 4 hours. But you don't have to. Nobody usually reads it from front to cover. I mean, not all the time. You know, you just break it up in chunks when you have time. And depending if you're going to be doing a review, if you're, you know, taking notes on it, whatnot, that's going to be different. But just to breeze through a book to get the general information and stuff, yeah, not that long, and it's worth it. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, you know what? Have you guys heard about that new? The weekend's coming upon us, right? So I was thinking, I tried to keep fun and positive too, you know, remember that, because as you're in targeting, it's easy for this to kind of take over your life and to be overwhelmed by it. But I still want to try out some for singles. I heard there's some nice dating apps, you know, regular dating apps, and I heard Facebook has a new one. Now, it sounds so perfect because that's such a big platform, you know, you can reach a lot of people and find someone. So we'll see. But it also, Facebook is so, the platform is so big too and kind of unmanned sometimes that you wonder if it'd be like a dangerous endeavor. I don't know. But I might, we'll see. I'm going to see some reviews on it. So, let's see, right? I realized I'm looking for somebody like me, who's like empathic, like a high level of emotional intelligence. That's what I need. And an animal lover, for sure. You know, and somebody who respects my need for space. You know, and also to be around me a lot, but also to, when you need it, you know, space. I noticed this. I have some family members who married men, and they weren't animal lover type of guys. And a lot of people in my family, they're animal lovers. So, I mean, that's not saying that if such a person is not the exact same as you, it can't work. But I realize that that's a very important thing. If that's important to you, you want to have somebody who feels the same way. Not that the men don't like animals. Not that they're animal abusers or anything. You know, it's not that they can't stand them. They're just not, you know, not as, doesn't place as high of an importance on that as the women in my family. So I always thought it'd be nice to find a guy who's also, you know, an animal lover. I realize that's important. I don't know. It's just another thing to bond with. They're pretty awesome, you know. They're under our dominion, and they're, I don't know, they're awesome. They're interesting. Just, you know, they're right underneath people. People are interesting, and then you got the animal kingdom. It's fascinating, you know, and I don't know. Animals don't talk crazy either. Animals don't turn on you after years of friendship and, you know, give your information to some perverted black preacher. Animal wouldn't do that. They wouldn't. They can't talk, which is wonderful. They're very easy to please, you know, food, water, walks. Wonderful. Yeah, another thing too, you know what, I figured I would put on my bucket list, which is not very big. I don't want to keep my expectations too high, you know, I just keep them simple. That way they can actually be achievable. You want to aim at a target you can freaking hit, am I right? Yeah. So, Smithsonian, that's that museum that has all the, it's like the museum of the museums. It has all the historical stuff and all the science and technology. I would love the wax museum. They got a wax museum there. I would love to go there. Oh my goodness. That is something I plan on doing. Hopefully by next year. I want to visit that. You know, we got a good museum here too. I've been there so many times, so it's not that interesting anymore to me because I've been there so many times. Chicago has a nice museum too. So that's an idea. But yeah, that was it, I think. Yeah. Saturday I'll be doing a educational video for you guys. I think I'll keep it simple because we've covered so much information. I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want to talk. Well, I'll let you see on Saturday. I'll put it out there and see what you guys think, and it'll be interesting. Okay, you'll learn something to help benefit yourself as well as others. Okay, so that's it. That's it for today. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. How are you guys? I hope you're really doing good. You know, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Definitely, you know, keep your eyes and ears open and keep doing your research so that things don't surprise you as this world stage unfolds, and you know you're watching it happen. Just once you have that knowledge, it helps you deal with it and to know what's going on. Okay, because you got to live in this world. You'd like to know what's going on in it. Okay, so do some research. All right, have a good day. Thanks. Bye.